Hi, my name is Cameron Miller, and I'm the director and founder of the Sean Miller Foundation. I just want to talk a little bit about bullying because I know a little bit about that subject. I too was a victim of bullying. I was a victim of bullying in my teenage years, and I became a target because of my size, and I was suffering from bad asthma. Not only with bullies do they affect you mentally, physically, but they also affect your schoolwork. And I don't think anyone has the right to affect your schoolwork.
And bullying should be a crime.
I like what Jerry said, actually. I think what Jerry said is spot on. I mean, the parents have got to be held accountable. You know, and if it's a bad household, I mean, that's a whole other thing. I mean, the kid just needs to learn. And it's usually, please correct me if I'm wrong here, it's usually an insecurity in the bully. There's some insecurity inside that person, and there's no father figure or just there's no one correcting them and showing them the right way.
Yeah.
Fine.
Wow.
Hey, while you're talking about that, what do you think, like both of you, like it's really good to hear that you're saying, Steve, that you weren't the sort of guy that really liked getting hit a lot, you know, and but Jerry, on the other hand, you were just intentionally on hurting people.
Yeah, I mean, I've had more street fights than kickboxing matches, and you know, that was, I wouldn't take it, and once I got into it and I did what I had to do and I became, you know, people would mess with me and I don't know, it was, I defended myself, but
yeah.
Hang on, people mess with you once they knew who you were, once you were a champion?
Well, I mean, back in Atlanta, as I was going up into the ranks and one of, you know, the Kentucky, Georgia, Southeast US, and as I was going up in Atlanta, Georgia, going up to different ranks and the different titles, I went out to clubs a lot and people would mess with me. I mean, I was pretty, I had gold chains, I had spike. I mean, my hair was like boom, and it's spiked hair. It was like it is now. Gold. I mean, I was out there, and you know, it was a lot of ego. It was a lot of ego, man. And I just didn't want to take it of anyone. If anyone would mess with me or my friends, I'd be more than happy to introduce my fist to their face. And thank God there was no social media back then, because if there was, oh my God, I would have been an internet sensation in a bad way.
Yeah.
So, but it was ego. But yeah, I was, you know, I mean, I love the getting in the ring and just banging, and boxing. I think I love boxing more. I love doing boxing more, even though I was, you know, kicking and stuff, but I actually enjoy doing boxing more. It's weird. Yeah.
How many fights did you have, Jerry?
What's that?
How many fights did you fight?
I was 20. I was 29-2-2 with 13 knockouts. Yeah, that was my kickboxing. No, I only had one pro boxing match. Yeah, one pro boxing match. And after I did boxing, there was an organization, these two guys that came from New York, and I met them in a club, and they said, listen, we want to take you to Vegas. We want to put you into boxing. And I said, oh, okay, great. So they flew me and my girlfriend and my dog, my little Pomeranian, to Vegas.
Just wondering, Steve, did you report the bullying at all to anyone?
In England? You don't do that. You don't do that. If you report it to the teachers beat you up. You know, Andy. It's different sets of rules. Different.
It just makes it worse.
Makes it worse.
It just makes it worse.
You call it grass. Means that you're hitting on people. You don't do that.
Wow.
Did you report the bullying that you went through, Jerry, at all?
No, to nobody. No, not to my mom, not to my dad. My dad knew that I was getting bullied. Yeah, and he'd go, son, those boys chase you again. I'm like, yeah, because you need to find something you're good at, boy. You need to get into something, stick with it. You quit everything to start, and I did. Yeah, so, but yeah, and then Bruce Lee was my inspiration. Oh,
so that's a really good
Bruce
question
Lee,
Doug asked.
Yeah.
Did you what do you do now, Jerry, when you're mentoring young kids and you obviously tell them that you like getting in the ring, but obviously it would have changed at some stage. But you were so angry being bullied that you just had to take it out on anyone, and then you sort of became a little bit of the guy that did it to you.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't the bully, but if they were to mess with me, yeah, I would take it out on them.
Yeah.
And working with young people, you know, I encourage them. You know, it's called. You ever hear of verbal jiu-jitsu? You have it, Doug? You have?
I've heard the term, and I have an idea on what it means. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Doug, look at me and go, hey, what's your problem?
What's your problem?
Man, my aunt just died, and man, I was really close to her, and I apologize if I'm, you know, I'm sorry. That's it. It's verbal jiu-jitsu. That's what I work with the kids and stuff, and I teach them self-defense. But if you know you come across somebody's like, dude, man, I'm sorry. You just redirect the energy. If somebody comes up to you and they're like, hey, "You looking at my girlfriend?" and the guy goes, I'm sorry, is your name Sally? Because my girlfriend looks like you are friends with her. So you redirect the whole thing. There was a guy on YouTube that had this verbal jiu-jitsu video, and I went, oh, yes, it's verbal jiu-jitsu. Redirect the energy. Fighting should be the last resort. But I believe that everyone should study martial arts. It should be in the schools. And yes, I believe that. And bullying should be a crime. And if the kid keeps bullying over and over again, the parent should be fined. The parent should get into trouble if they cannot control that kid.
Yeah,
it should be a crime. Yeah. I don't know. Yes.
Hey, Jerry, have you had any feedback from, like, say, the kids when they go home and go, hey, Mom, if I start bullying people, you're the blame. You're going to be in trouble. Does you have any feedback from parents going, hey, wait a minute, hang on?
No, not yet. But I tell you what, at our next East End Boys Club meeting next Tuesday, I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to mention that about bullying. And yeah, I ask the kids all the time, you know, when I get up and talk, and has anyone bullied anyone lately? Is anyone in here bullied? And they all say no, that they're not bullies. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you think about it, if you go to the parents and you find them and they start getting into trouble, because if an adult goes and bullies another person on the street, they will go to jail. But it shouldn't be an age thing, you know? Yeah. We got to nip in the bud. There's too many suicides, too many bad things going on with these kids.
True.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you, Andy and Kenny? Were you bullied?
Doug, you have had incidences of that at school, right? Even recently, he got bullied.
Recently?
Yeah, very recently. Yeah, I was bullied at the gym a while ago when I was going to work out. I was at the gym having my usual workout day of lifting weights and all that. And I encountered a former schoolmate of mine who used to mock me for being fat and being heavy, you know, and he saw that I was thinner, but his position on me had not changed, in spite that I clearly wasn't that person anymore. And so he gave me a couple fat remarks, you know, taking a shot at me, but I decided to kill him with kindness, being like, hey, bro, I hope you're having a good time at the gym.
There you go.
Verbal jiu-jitsu, you're already doing it.
You're already doing it. There you go. Nice shirt you have on, buddy. Oh, wow. Yes.
Yep.
Verbal jiu-jitsu, man. Yeah.
And I think it happened twice in that day. He came back for a second dose at Doug again.
Oh my God.
Oh, Doug, really?
Yeah, he did. And my response was, by going to Planet Fitness, bro, you're living the life that rocks.
They want a reaction from you. That's what it is. They want.
Yeah, that's right.
So the fact that you resisted temptation. Yeah. He who angers you conquers you.
Yeah.
Good
and
job,
look, in answer to your question, Steve, no, I wasn't bullied. And I didn't bully anyone, but where my bullying would have come into my world was the anger that I wasn't dealing with as a young kid, which was a very young age, and it went right through to my adult years which led me to what I'm doing now, apart from acting, is mentoring, coaching, and not trying to change people, just sharing with them like you are doing here, both of you, sharing with what you went through, how you got through it, and how you improved yourself as a human being for yourself and others. And so my anger was always a justification. It was my dad, someone blowing the horn at me on the road. I had so many road rage fights in Australia, I lost count. Because I blamed them for something. Even if I didn't do it, I still had to go at them for blowing their horn at me. Or in a relationship, I wasn't understood, so someone would be trying to tell me something that I just wasn't listening, so then I would turn into a rage. So that's a form of bullying, when you start yelling at people and scaring them. You are being a bully, and I never owned that until a while back when, shit, I was a bully with my mouth. I had verbal jiu-jitsu in the wrong way. You know?
Hi, my name is Karen Haynes. I'm a lifelong educator with 25 years of experience as an administrator. It has always been my focus and priority to provide a positive learning environment for our students, as well as our adults. Bullying impacts students every single day in schools. It is something that doesn't just occur in the moment and harm somebody at that time. It can cause lifelong harm and challenges and trauma. Statistically, 20% of students ages 12 to 18 experience bullying. Those students are correlated with higher rates of attendance issues as well as being a dropout. Even worse, 2 to 9 times higher rates of suicide from students that have been bullied or people that have felt bullied. That is unacceptable. It is time for us to take a stance. It is time for us to intervene. It is time for us to have a no tolerance regarding bullying and ensure that we provide training, as I prefer to call it, around kindness, compassion, respect, and dignity. It's about celebrating the differences of others. It's about making sure everybody feels that they are cared for and that they have the opportunity to thrive. Please, please band with me. We need to do this together. It's important because we can start with one school. We can start with one person. We can begin in one community and start a complete ripple effect across the nation and the world. I truly believe we can do this. I know we can do this. We all have the capacity to love and be compassionate. We all have the capacity to intervene when it's safe. And if it's not safe, then go get help. But it's time. It's time to change things. We can do this collectively. Please, please band with me and others to ensure that we are always practicing kindness and compassion with respect and dignity in our schools and with everybody that we interact with. Thank you so much.